When a subscriber asked me to make a video on manifestation, I can't lie, I was a bit weary because I haven't really manifested all of my goals and desires yet. I keep trying and I keep being told to wait, but I believe one day this mindset will help and actually play a great factor in manifesting the life I'd like to live. So here's all the science and personal beliefs I've curated upon this journey, so take the essentials out and disregard everything that isn't useful to you. Let's start with what I don't believe manifestation to be. Changing reality with your will. I think manifestation is conforming reality to your will. Say you know you want a dog. Now, if the world, the universe itself is created from a billion potentials, and the future is just a chaotic realm of pure potentiality formed upon by choice, and somewhere in this future you're bound to get a dog, right? You're bound to go somewhere, drive all the way to Alabama, pick up a dog. So what are the steps to receiving a dog? Or what are the steps to assuming that you already have a dog? Well, we'll have dog food, dog bowls. You'll prepare the space for a dog both physically and mentally. Having a dog is a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like having another person. And I know we kind of view dogs as just dogs and things like that, but no, some people view dogs as part of their family. I view my dog as a part of my family, you know what I'm saying? His name's Leo. Yeah, he's like a furball of anxiety, and you know, he can be a pain sometimes, but you know, he's the homie. He's like my little brother. So you kind of do have to prepare for that mentally. And once you've done that, you've pretty much done everything on your part except visualize. So what is visualization? Visualization is imagination. And what is imagination? Is imagination reality? Does the mind create reality, or does the mind create the world that is being reflected back to us and that we are perceiving? Or does this already exist? This is something concrete. This is something outside of consciousness, and because we are conscious, we are able to be aware of this, or rather because we are self-aware, we are able to be aware of this. I believe imagination is everything, and imagination especially is memory, because whenever you need to remember something, you imagine it. Even the act of remembering you have a dog, remembering times where you've played with this dog, could in a way be visualization. And in fact, it could kind of be a much stronger form of visualization, because you kind of are changing reality. You're changing how you perceive reality, but more importantly, how reality perceives you, especially if you believe that everything, like what creates reality, is perception. So you are kind of influencing the very perception itself, if that makes sense. You're gonna hear me say that a lot because I don't really know if this makes sense. Like it makes sense to me, but when like I remember there was this one time I was talking to my homie. This is kind of gonna be a tangent, so I'm gonna kind of go talk a little bit rapidly. Well, one time I was talking to my homie about, I don't really know what it's called, but it's kind of like when people meditate and you see the people doing like various like hand signals. Low key, it's like meditation gang signs. You know what I'm talking about? And I was telling about how I kind of had an epiphany when we were on the phone that these symbols is kind of like bringing a whole nother energy into your atmosphere. So let's say you want to create a symbol symbolizing the yin and yang. You know, that's all about balance. So when you go to meditate, if you're holding this position, subconsciously you are kind of like triggering emotions and feelings, moments and experiences which will relate to duality through the hand signal that you are holding up. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments. So you visualize. What kind of dog do you want? Is it a black lab, a white labradoodle? What kind of dog, right? And you meditate, and then boom, a few days later you're in a Walmart parking lot and somebody is selling dogs out of their car. And what do you know? The dog they have is exactly the one you visualized earlier. Now, would it be easier to just go out online and look for a dog yourself? Probably. Possibly. We don't really know, right? But you kind of take the fun from the process, because through manifestation, you're essentially testing your faith. You're saying, I have so much faith that the gods are listening to me and are aware of my intention that I merely have to create and assume I already have this beautiful creature and they will grant it to me. And the work is a reflection of how pure your intention was. So if you manifest a beagle, you were thinking of a beagle, you are visualizing a beagle, and that's what you manifest, then congratulations, you've got a very pure intention. Like the work, everything that you're going, the very being that you are producing through just experiencing everyday life, it is reflecting a very pure intention. Your intention is very clear. But let's say you're trying to manifest a beagle and you manifest a German Shepherd. Beagles are like Snoopy. Beagles are kind of chill, but German Shepherds are kind of cutthroat. I think of a German Shepherd, I think of a cop. I hope you can imagine why thinking of a cop is so scary for me. But you could say, okay, this is the dog I want, but you just be lying to yourself. And when you kind of adopt an animal based on a lie, like if you adopt the animal thinking that will make you feel better, or if you have a kid thinking that will make you feel better, that'll bring you closer to actually manifesting the life that you want to live, then that's kind of based on a faulty ground, you know, that's based on soil that isn't really fertile, because you know it's not true. And it doesn't matter what you say, the subconscious mind is always watching, and the subconscious mind knows your intent, because that is where your intent is coming from, originally at least. That's why we all have these calls to action, these desires and these sparks of creativity to do something more with our life. That is stemming from the subconscious mind, that is stemming from somewhere in childhood. That's my personal belief, at least. And it's a direct parallel to Christianity, which says, no, you shouldn't test God. Just believe he's good, and the kid he just gave stage 4 cancer to was deserving of it in a previous lifetime. Oh wait, they don't believe in reincarnation, so he's just fucked. No, the philosophies I teach also have their own way of explaining evil, but it's done so in a much less egocentric manner, and kind of takes the proposition that humanity isn't that important. It leans further into the idea of a chaotic force field which delivers results at random or at will. And I'm just gonna leave that there. So why is this not the best advice to take from me? Because I'm not really manifesting in the long run. All physical luxuries are merely byproducts of the internal revelations and reflections I am undergoing on a 24-hour basis. My external environment is a reflection of my internal environment, essentially. That's what I'm saying. So everything around me is kind of a reflection as to how my mind is operating. That's why my desk is messy, and that's why my room is messy. Not because I'm messy, but because my thoughts can be a bit sporadic at times and chaotic, and I guess I'm still trying to figure everything out, so it is really reflected in my external environment. But things seem to be a bit more clearer, so maybe I should clean my room, you know, listen to my mom. I found this in my notes app. I said this shit in 2019. That's 5 years ago. I was 15. Fuck. And right now, my internal environment is undergoing purification or metamorphosis. Before I was in my caterpillar era, now I'm in the larva era. Right before it hatches, I'm literally mutilating my body, because in order to evolve, you must exterminate your old self. And essentially, what I'm doing now is creating a metaphysical bomb. Damien Echoes talked about this a lot on his channel, How to Escape Prison. He just stayed committed to the work, and his aura was so powerful, it literally could not be in the same environment where torture and suffering are commencing 24/7. Essentially, he banished himself out of a toxic living environment. I'm doing the same through devoting myself to Chronos, getting a seal of authenticity. I'm subconsciously asserting that I cannot speak inauthentically, but furthermore, I cannot live inauthentically and be associated with people who do not reflect this commitment. I'm in an environment with 2 crazy Trump-supporting, Catholic, Christian, hypocritical vermin, and as the odds are stacked against me, logically speaking, there may be a way out which aligns truly with my deeper desire: liberation, escapism, freedom. I'm choosing that option, and the next 2/3 months will determine if I'm right or not. I'm testing all this shit out real time. Either this is gonna be prophetic as a motherfucker or a big fat learning lesson, but I guess we'll find out. 93.